Good morning, my American friends and people around the world that following me in the English language on my YouTube and Facebook. As the title said, I'm going to give you my view on the famous Donald Trump and what he has said and what he hasn't said. Because what's going on in America right now with the election, it's how the media twists and turns things that he says. It's very much like what's going on here in Sweden with the Sweden Democrats and their politicians elected by the people. First of all, let's discuss his slogan. Let's make America great again. The question is, ain't it great already? Well, I don't believe it is actually. It was once at a time. America is built by migration, but it was migrants with the mentality of do or die. You work your ass off or you die. You go to work or you die. You didn't get anything for free, and it was the survivors who came to America. And that's how you build a great nation. The survival of the fittest and the strongest and the smartest. And that's why America was so great in the early ages. And why they have developed so much stuff. Look at the buildings. All in the medical area, in sports, in music, in movies, in technology. Everywhere they have been in front of the pack for many, many years and many decades. But then something happened. They lost control over who came into their country. They lost control of their borders. And they lost control, and I think they lost faith in themselves. Americans have always been very patriotic, have a very strong belief in their faith. They are a Christian country from the foundation up. And somewhere on the way now, due to lack of leadership and crooked politicians, they have lost that. But that is what Donald Trump wants to do. They want to put the faith back into the people, the strive, the grit, the do or die mentality, who has been the backbone of the American nation for since it was founded. But the establishment and the white newsreaders and the Democrats seem to think that's a bad idea. For, let's see now, how many years have Donald Trump been into the media spotlight? It's 30 plus something years. As a businessman, as a TV program host, etc. How many times has he been called a racist during these 30 years? I don't think you can find more than maybe 2, 3, or even one time. Then he decided to run against the Democrats. Oh, such a racist he become. Oh, such racist things he says. Or does he? For let's see, what has Donald Trump said? Has he said anything to offend ethnicity? Has he said anything that is disgraceful to the color of your skin? No. He might offend you because he says the truth and he doesn't wear cotton mitts when he delivers the lines he said. And what's the worst thing that can happen if you are offended? Well, some of you will blow people up, but maybe it stings a bit and then you move on. That's what happens when you are offended. Because it's a big difference between being racist and stating facts. Donald Trump, if he would say there's a big problem within the black community with crimes and that we have a majority of blacks in our prison system, that's a fact. That's not racist. But if he would have said all blacks are criminals, then he would be a racist. You see the difference there. And that's what happened now with the Mexico topic. What did he said and what did he didn't say? According to the news channels, the white majority news, he said that all Mexicans are rapists and drug dealers. Well, he didn't say it like that. He said that a lot of rapists and drugs come in through Mexico. Yes, a lot of different ethnicities come in through Mexico into the US. All Southern America, different parts of the world go through Southern America, through Mexico and into America. So he didn't say that all Mexicans are rapists and drug dealers. Some are, I don't know, maybe. It's if you see in your in your prisons, there might be a few rapists from Mexico, but that doesn't make all Mexicans rapists and drug dealers. You have to see what it says, because this is exactly what's going on in Sweden. He says something, and the media twists it in the way so it sounds the way that they like it to be said. But if you go back and listen to what he really said, he didn't say it. The white news says that all the Mexicans hate Donald Trump. Well, the polls say differently. The Mexicans and the Hispanics love Donald Trump. The white news said Black America hates Donald Trump. The polls say Black America loves Donald Trump. The white news said all the minorities in America hates Donald Trump. But the polls says completely different. And why is that? Because Donald Trump tells it like it is. He's fed up with his political correctness. He's fed up with people using the system in America. He wants to make America great again. Does that mean he wants to stop migration? Absolutely not. Does it mean he wants to take control of the migration so you have a controlled border system so you can see who enters your country so you know who is in it? Yes. Is that a bad thing? I don't think so. For example, you have 5 groups of people. The groups of 10. In one group you have some tequilas that comes in, party stuff. In another group, a few people bring drugs. Not so good maybe, but not so dangerous. Another group of people have very hard work ethics, a very hard team spirit. And in one group you have some party crashers. Not in the way you think it is, but actually blow parties up. But the thing is, all these groups of 10, all the people look the same. In this last group, with the party crashers, 3 of them are wearing bomb belts or bomb jackets that you can't see without doing a body search. So, will you let all these 10 people into your country and say, well, if it happens, it happens? Or do you take all these 10, put them aside, body search them before you let them into your country? Of course you do a body search on them. Because this Muslim thing that Donald Trump has been attacked for so many times, if we're gonna speak honestly and quite frank, there is a lot of problem within the Muslim world and within Islam. But does that make all Muslims terrorists? No, it doesn't. But there is a lot of problem within the Muslim community. And they have a very well documented history of blowing themselves up when they get offended. So how do you stop that from happening? Well, either you can say, well, if it happens, it happens, or you stop that crowd from coming into your country completely, like they have in Japan, as they do in China, as they do in a lot of different countries now in Europe, where they are banning, and in Africa, they are banning Islam because they can't take a chance for citizens to get hurt. Because there is one religion in the world that gets offended by drawings, and they get so offended that they shoot you down with a machine gun, or they go into a shopping mall or an airport like in Belgium, and they blow themselves up together with 100 or 200 other people. That's a chance Donald Trump don't want to make. He values American lives more than that. And for that he's called a racist, because he states facts. It is a problem within Islam, it's a problem with radical Muslims. That's the way it is. Does that make him a racist? Absolutely not. He's stating facts. We have to start listening to what people said. We have to take care of the facts. Facts are facts. Opinions are opinions. Opinions can never be facts. That's the way it is. I can tell you that I love broccoli. I think broccoli is the best vegetable in the world. Well, that's my opinion. That's not a fact. The fact that broccoli is a vegetable and it's green. See what I mean there? And if I call you, let's say for example, if you want to come into my store and buy some groceries, and I say, no, you can't shop here because you're black, then I'm a racist, then I'm an asshole. But if you are on the street, beating people, threatening them with a gun, and then you want to come into my store and do some grocery shopping, and I say no, I'm not a racist. I'm just stating facts that you're an asshole and you're not allowed in my store. If I call you an idiot, I'm calling you an idiot because of your behavior. I don't care about what color you have. But if I would call you an idiot because you're brown, yellow, or any other color, that's racism. Donald Trump does not go after the color of your skin. He does not go after your ethnicity. He goes after the way you behave, the way you act, and how you are as a human being. If you want to be in America, you want to contribute, you want to work, you want to learn the American law, you want to follow the institution, and you want to be a part of American society, I think you're more than welcome. But if you want to come to America and live on benefits, welfare, and just demand things without doing an effort, I don't think you belong in America. Because then you're breaking down the backbone that built it. The same thing here in Sweden. If you want to come to Sweden, you want to work, you want to be a part of the society, you want to learn the language, you want to live by the law, you have to live by the social structures and the way we do things there, you're more than welcome. What you believe in and what you do in your home, I don't give a fuck. But if you're gonna be in Sweden, don't come here to live on the benefits, don't come here to live on the welfare, as they do today. Our Prime Minister Stefan Löfven are right now in Washington speaking to Obama. Stefan is, by the way, Obama's pet dog. Talking about the danger with the Russians. Well, the only danger with the Russians is that they're kicking ISIS ass in Syria. So I don't see the problem with the Russians. What Stefan Löfven should focus on instead is here in Sweden we have about 9.5 million citizens. We have nearly 1 million unemployed people. We have 800,000 people waiting for their first apartment. Grown-ups, they are still living at home because we have no places to live. We have about 80,000 homeless people living on the streets. And still Stefan thinks it's a good idea to bring in about 100 to 200 new citizens who doesn't have a work, who doesn't have somewhere to live, who has the intelligence or the knowledge less than a 15-year-old. That's a fact. And he believes that that's not going to generate some problems. And then he goes to America and he gets banned. Oh, you are so good, Stefan. You bring in so many refugees. Yeah, but he fucks the rest of the persons and the people here. Sweden, the Swedish government put in about 360 billion Swedish kroners on migration. The same politicians put in 20 billions in the entire police force. From New Year's to this date, more police officers have handed in their badge than they did during the entire 2014. You have riots, you have people throwing stones, shooting at the police, throwing hand grenades at the police, throwing hand grenades and stones at the people who are taking care of the society and taking us away from crimes. And Stefan Löfven is in the USA making a fool of himself. We are not drunk yet. Thank you, Secretary Kennedy. Oh, Kerry. That man shouldn't be our Prime Minister. He shouldn't even be allowed inside the White House because he's a fool and he's a big joke as a human being. He should be in Sweden trying to take care of the mess that he has been a very big part of to create. I strongly believe Donald Trump is going to win the presidency because people are fed up with the political correctness and being lied to. You have Hillary Clinton, who is looking straight into the military family eyes and lying to them about how their husbands and wives died. If you can lie to the military of the United States of America, you can lie about everything. And then you shouldn't either be in the White House. Donald Trump may be many things, but he's not a liar, he's not a racist, and he's not a bigot. He speaks the truth. He might offend you, but he does that in order to make America great again. Because, as I know, Americans are rude motherfuckers. Have a good day. Bye.